Guy Verhofstadt gave a startling verdict on whether an independent Scotland would gain automatic entry in the EU, unearthed reports reveal. Polling expert Sir John Curtis claims an independence referendum will be difficult to avoid in the next 2 or 3 years if the SNP win an outright majority at the next Holyrood election. Speaking to BBC Newsnight, the politics professor from the University of Strathclyde claimed that if such a result does occur, precedent around both the 2014 independence referendum and the 2016 EU referendum would make it difficult for the UK government to block. He added that the timing of the referendum was also out of the hands of politicians and said it would only happen in a post-pandemic world. Professor Curtis said, "At the moment one has to say that the SNP are well ahead in the opinion polls for next May. They certainly have a better than 50% chance of being able to get an overall majority. If that does happen, I think it will be difficult to avoid another referendum within, shall we say, a 2 or 3 year time period." He said the use of the once-in-a-generation referendum argument may not hold the weight opposition parties and unionists hope, with Professor Curtis stating that arguments which provided the government with mandates for the EU referendum and the original independence referendum would be contradicted if the SNP win. As the future of the Union looks more uncertain than ever, unearthed reports suggest the EU might help First Minister Nicola Sturgeon achieve her independence bid. Despite reports claiming it would be extremely difficult for an independent Scotland to rejoin the EU, as new members can only be allowed into the bloc through a unanimous vote from the existing member states, the most recent claims by prominent Eurocrat Guy Verhofstadt suggest otherwise. In February 2017, the former European Parliament's Brexit coordinator told The National that Europe was aware that a clear majority of Scots had voted to remain within the European Union in the 2016 EU referendum. Mr. Verhofstadt said, "Europe hasn't forgotten that a large majority of the Scottish people voted to remain. We need the Scottish people and their firm European beliefs.